chest, belly, and then the legs right here.
Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a pregnancy update video. I did the first one when I think I was about 12 weeks along. So I decided to do another one. I'm kind of going to do it in like intervals of like either 4 weeks or 5 weeks, but considering I'm doing it at 4-week intervals, I think I'm going to stick to that. In this video, I'm just going to talk about any changes that have gone on with me, how the coronavirus is affecting, the whole pregnancy, and just talk about how I've been feeling and stuff like that, because I feel like a lot of stuff has changed since the last one. So I'm gonna go through that stuff, talk about it. I have my sonogram picture from my last appointment. I'll show you guys that, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, so I went to the doctor, I believe it was Thursday. Today is Sunday, the 29th. So I went down the 26th to the doctor. I am 16 weeks and 3 days. 16 weeks and 3 days. God, it feels like I went to the doctor literally like 2 weeks ago. Because I totally forgot that today was Sunday because of the whole being inside every day, all day. Like, I forget what day it is. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Sunday. So, I am 16 weeks. I had my doctor's appointment, like I said, on Thursday. Usually now, whenever I go to the doctor, all the doctor does is ask me how I'm feeling, ask me if anything's changed. And then after that, if there's no concerns, then he'll do a sonogram, which is what he did in the last one. He asked me if I was okay and if anything was going on, which I did tell him. For a while, at a certain point, I was having like really bad stomach pains, and I remember one night I had one really bad, and Mike had just left the house, but I was laying in bed and I just felt this like really harsh pain like in my stomach. And it kind of like, this is probably going to sound weird, but I'm just being completely honest. It can, when you have to take a number 2 and you can't, and you get that really like harsh pain in your stomach. Like, it felt like that, but somehow worse than that. So I got up and I went to the bathroom and I sat on the toilet, not because I needed to go, but I don't know why. I just got up and I went and sat on the toilet. And then I was sitting there and I was literally holding on to like the sink and the wall, and I was like, oh my god, like it was so painful. And I wasn't trying to use the restroom either. And then I started getting lightheaded and I was like, oh my god, something's wrong. I was about to call Mike because I was getting scared and I was like in so much pain. So then I just sat there for a while and then the pain went away. So then I was like, okay, I'm good. Then after that, I never got it as bad as that, but I did get it multiple times after that. And like I said, the pain, it kind of felt like if you were, I guess, constipated. And for a while I was constipated. Like, I could not use the restroom, and I don't know if anybody wants to hear that, but it's just the truth. Like, that's what I'm going through. I couldn't use the bathroom, and I would be on the toilet and I just could not go. And then my feet would get numb. My feet would fall asleep, and then my legs would just get numb, and then my butt would get numb. Basically, from the bottom, from my butt down, everything would go numb, and I could not feel nothing. And I was like, oh my god, what's happening? So I would have to sit there on the toilet and wait until I got feeling back in my legs to get up, because I was like, oh my god, if I get up, I'm gonna fall straight to the ground. By the way, if you hear cars passing by and wind, it's because I'm outside. There's nothing else to do, so I try to come outside as much as I can. So yeah, so that was another thing that was happening. The stomach pains, they went away. I get them sometimes, but they're not as bad as they used to be. And I told my doctor about it. I had told him that about the really bad one that I have, and I told him that I got lightheaded. And he didn't really say much about it. Once I got that pain, I did start looking up, you know. I know they say never believe what you read on the internet. But I did look up some stuff, and I read like a few articles, and I saw some YouTube videos of women who had the same similar, you know, like issues going on. And some of them said it was growing pains, and some of them said it was something else. I forgot what it was called. But apparently it's normal for pregnant women to get stomach pains. I don't know if those kind of stomach pains are normal. But a lot of women did get stomach pains of some sort during their pregnancy. And I know everybody's different, but it just put me at ease to know that, you know, I'm not the only one, or wasn't the only one, you know, going through that. So I'm glad I got some type of clarification. Also, I'm eating apple, sorry. If you guys remember in my last pregnancy update video, I was saying how I was constantly throwing up all the time. Well, the doctor's appointment that I went to previously, he prescribed me some dissolvable pills, because at that point he was like, okay, you're losing too much weight. Because I had lost like 15-20 pounds since the beginning of when I found out. And I lost that in 2 months, like easily. He had prescribed me some pills for nauseousness and vomiting, and those things worked so good. I'm literally down to my last 3, I think. But now I don't really have any nauseousness. I never really feel sick anymore. I don't throw up every day like I used to, thank God, because I was getting on my nerves. This morning I did throw up, and I think it was because I went to sleep on a full stomach. So when I got up this morning, like, I automatically felt it, and I got out of bed and I went to the restroom. But other than that, it's nothing like it used to be, thank God, because I don't think I could go through that again. Like, honestly, I'm so happy that I am having this baby, but I don't know if I would want to go through that again, because I hate feeling sick. I hate throwing up. I don't like it. I don't know if I decide to have another child, maybe it'll be different. I don't know, but considering the way things went the first time, it's not looking pretty good. Another thing I've been struggling with lately is sleep, and I think it's so crazy because I'm not even big. Like, you can see my stomach a little bit. I'll show it at the end of the video. But my stomach is barely popping out. But I have the hardest time sleeping now. I'm constantly tossing and turning, because if I sleep on my right, then I just feel like everything's over here on my right, then I feel uncomfortable. Then I sleep on my left, then I feel like everything's over here, and then I feel uncomfortable. Then I try to sleep on my back, and that doesn't work either. So I've obviously need to get a pregnancy pillow already, because I can't sleep. Couldn't find a comfortable position, and I feel like maybe it's because I'm laying down a lot, because we are home every single day right now. So I try not to lay down as much. I try to sit down, or I tell Mike, I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk, just to keep myself moving, because I feel like laying down all day and then trying to go to sleep, it's just like I'm not comfortable, because I've been laying down all day long. So it's hard for me to find a comfortable position. So right now what I found works for me is I have like a little throw blanket, and I fold it up, and I put it like right here on the higher part, you know, where your bra strap is. I kind of put it right there, and I lay on top of it, and it kind of like pushes my back up a little bit, not too much to where I'm like this, but it gives my back like a little lift, and for some reason that feels so comfortable to me, and I can fall asleep so easily like that. It's not always that. Sometimes I'll like fold it up, and like I'll lay on it on half of my side. I'll put it on one side of my back, and I'll just lay on my side like that, and then that sometimes feels comfortable to me too. But I don't think lately I've been able to sleep without having something like underneath my back. I know I bother Mike every night because I'm literally tossing and turning all night long, and he's constantly waking up and be like, are you okay? Like, he already knows. He's like, you can't sleep. I'm like, no, I can't. Yeah, I feel like sleeping right now is the only problem that I'm dealing with. So with this whole quarantine thing, I don't know if you call it quarantine or social distancing thing, it has affected our doctor's appointments a lot in more than one way. My doctor's appointment that I had last week was actually supposed to be the week before, but it got canceled. And then I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment next Friday, which also got canceled. And they told me they would call me in 2 to 3 weeks to reschedule me. And then when I had my doctor's appointment, they called me and they told me not to bring anybody with me, not to bring any family members or stuff like that, which is understandable. I know they're doing it for a purpose and for a reason, which I'm not complaining about, but it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that, you know, this is our first baby and this is like what we have to go through. Like, Mike couldn't even be there in the room with me. He couldn't even go into the building. So I told Mike, I was like, hey, they called me from the doctor. They told me not to bring anybody. And he was like, but I'm the dad. He still decided he wanted to go anyways. So I was like, you can come. And so then when we get there to the doctor, I was like, I don't even know if they're going to let you inside. And we get off, and then I started noticing that there was a lot of people waiting in their cars. And I was like, oh, you're probably going to have to wait in the car. And then as soon as we walk up to the entrance, there's a nurse there taking temperatures. And she was like, sorry, we're only allowing the patient in. So dad will have to wait in the car. And I was like, yeah, okay. Which is understandable. I knew that was going to happen, but he still wanted to go just in case, you know. So he ended up waiting in the car. And so then the nurse that was taking temperatures before you were able to go in, she was like, yeah, we have a lot of expecting mothers that are finding out the gender of their baby today, and the dads aren't allowed to go in. She was like, so I feel so bad. I was like, yeah. I was like, it's understandable. I was like, I figured that, you know, he probably wasn't going to be able to come in, but he still wanted to come anyways. Luckily, we weren't knowing the gender at that time, which we were probably going to know, but we ended up not finding out. So I was like, yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. So that was unfortunate. So I was literally the only person in the waiting room in the doctor's office, and I don't know, it just felt kind of weird because Mike's usually always there with me, and he always usually goes into the room with me, and he gets to see everything. This time he didn't, but I did record everything for him, and you know, I have the sonogram pictures and stuff for him. So then the doctor was doing the sonogram, and he was like, oh, let's see if we can find out what you're having today. And I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Which is another thing. We were supposed to have the gender reveal sometime the beginning of next month, which obviously is not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. But I think we're still going to do something small, you know, for my parents, because, you know, this is my parents' first grandchild. I'm the second oldest out of all of my cousins in my family, and I'm the first to have a kid and the first to have a grandkid for my parents. Does that make sense? So yeah, so I still wanted to do something, like, you know, to make it at least a little bit special. So for that, I'm just gonna go over to my mom's house, and it's just gonna be like me, my mom, my two brothers, and my sister, and we're just gonna figure out all together, because I just feel like this is a very special time for me and for my family. And so I know that with everything going on, that we can't do something bigger like we wanted to, but I mean, things happen for a reason, and we just have to work around them. So I'm okay with just doing something small like that, and then I'm obviously gonna make a video to put on my channel so everybody else will get to find out and stuff like that. Next appointment, which is gonna be the 3D sonogram, he said we'll be able to find out what you're having. So next appointment, which is going to be in 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to know, which I don't want to know. So that's what the coronavirus has been doing to us. So I have my sonogram pictures here. He didn't really give me good pictures, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these pictures, oh, I guess, yeah, no, this one's a good one. This one you can see the whole baby. There's his head, his little nose, his little lips. I keep saying he, like if it's a boy. So there's that one. And then in this one you can see the little hand. I don't know if you can tell, but that's a little hand right there. And then that's a little bit of the baby's spine. And then this one. Yeah. So when he was doing this sonogram, you know, we saw the hand and I was like, oh my god, I see the hand. And then I got home and I had the video on my phone because I recorded it for Mike to show him when I got out. And I was watching it at home and I was like, now that I'm looking at it, I wonder where the other arm is at. Because I only saw the one hand and I was like, I never saw the other hand. So I told my mom, I was like, I never saw the other hand in the sonogram. And she was like, it's probably from the side that he was on. You couldn't see it. So I don't know, that kind of freaks me out, like the fact that I didn't see his other arm. But I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure I'll see it in the next one. I guess I'll show you my stomach. Can't really see nothing right now. Oh, I guess. These are my maternity leggings. So yeah, it's really small. You can't really tell. But yeah, there's something there now. I'm just hoping that all this stuff passes really, really soon. Just so, you know, things can go back to normal and I don't have to keep going to these doctor's appointments by myself. This is my first kid, like my first baby. So obviously I want Mike to be there, and that's Mike's first baby too. He wants to be there. But for now, you know, we understand why. But we just hope that things get better soon and hope everybody's staying safe and at home. But other than that, that is pretty much it. That is my 16-week update. I feel like, I don't know, it's just like not too long ago I was only 5 weeks. Now I'm 16 weeks, which I'm in my 4th month, I think, of pregnancy already. Going by so fast, especially being at home. The days go by so quick. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is just a sit down one, but this is the best I can do with being at home. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.